Scorpio, I wish I'd have done this a long time ago. You really could be dealing with a wish or a death wish, another Scorpio, life path 4, or even as an Aquarian and a star. But I'm hearing like you seem to be a superstar or something that is on multimedia or like Facebook, YouTube, or heading towards destiny or something like that. Or I'm definitely hearing for a lot of you like we should have done this a long time ago. Okay, so we should have gone a long time ago, Virgo. So I don't know if something is ended for you, and I'm hearing like I wish we'd have just done this a hell of a long time ago and we'd have got this off our chest. So I don't know if there is something of a burning desire of someone really wanting to tell someone something or a thing or Steve or something. Like, man, I wish I'd have said this a long time ago, or I wish I'd have started this a long time ago. Okay, but something that is enjoyable for someone, but someone might be telling somebody something. Okay, but I'm also hearing a telltale tit, or I wish I'd have showed them my tit a long time ago. Unless it's a bird or something like that, or I don't know, or a T-bird or T, anybody beginning with T. Okay. I wish I'd have started drinking tea a long time ago. Something like that. Or I don't know. I wish I'd have stopped drinking a long time ago. If there's a problem around, I don't know. It's like a discovery. Anyway, what I'm picking up, like a discovery channel. I don't know, unless it's sex. But I wish I'd have discovered this a long time ago about something around sex. Okay, or I wish I'd have discovered something like you might be taking something and it might start working, and that you come up against it and say, man, I wish I'd have discovered this a long time ago because it really would have helped. So some of you might be new and you could have just found this channel and you're like, man, I wish I'd have found this a long time ago because it would have really helped if I knew this right at the beginning. So it might be where like you're talking with someone or you find something out, okay, and you're like, man, I wish I'd have discovered this a long time ago because if I had, when I started, I could have done it the proper way. Done Pucci, Paula, Pisces could be involved, some of you. If you haven't seen this channel before, sometimes we channel some messages and then we look at the tarot, okay. But something like, I wish I'd have discovered this process is a little bit like people discovering about numerology and then, like, well, not numerology. I don't read in numerology. I read in code, okay? But, like, people probably copying that and say, oh, I wish I'd have, like, I don't know. But, I wish I'd have discovered something that, like, it's like you're uncovering some kind of truth or something about yourself or something about your partner, okay? And it's like, man, I wish I'd have known this, or none. But, something here around someone might be expressing something to a person and they're saying, man, if you'd have just told me right at the beginning that there was a possibility for someone being together, if I'd have known that, or Heather or Haley or H, anybody beginning with H, but or Henry, okay, but it's like, if I'd have known this right from the beginning, I might have made a different choice at the beginning. So somebody could have an option of a choice of a person, and I don't know, for some reason I keep picking up that someone's met a person here, right? They've met someone and they're saying, I had fucking no idea the fact that you felt this way for me, but I might be seeing someone already, and if I had have known, I might have made a different choice. But you didn't say anything back then, Jen, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. So you didn't say anything back then, and if you had, then I probably would have made a different choice. But it seems like someone is possibly stuck. It could be a Pisces, or you've got it in your chart, or Charlotte, okay? But I feel stuck, and if I'd have just said something right from the beginning, there may have been a chance. But because I didn't say anything, because it really feels like that somebody has got this burning desire of something that they need to get off their chest. And it feels like that you or the other person might find something out. And they're like, fucking hell, if I'd have known this right at the beginning, I might have made a different choice back then. And it might be a lot of you where you might have been living in regret, or something has ended, like it's finished and it's done and it's butchy, or like it's completely over. And I'm also picking up that someone may have discovered something about their chart. Like, if I'd have just known right at the beginning, like how I read, okay, and like how I read in, not numerology, in code. So Scorpio, 4, Aries, you can watch Aries. 2 life paths that add together. Add them up, what do they come through? Karmic value number. That'll be your 3. 3, the magic number. That's why I've got 3 channels now. Okay? But like, it always goes to 3. So even if you do that, you know, you add it up, you watch the major arcana, you see the karma that's between people, okay, with the major arcana reading. So for instance, if that comes to 4, these 2 life path numbers, and it comes to a 4, and you watch this or Aries, you'll see similarities, even though if you haven't got Scorpio Aries in your chart, you'll see the 3rd number. Okay, so it helps. So something like that, I've just discovered something in my chart. okay, or I've just discovered something out about a person, and it's really helping me because now I know, okay. But I'm also picking up like, well, now I know I could have done something about that if I'd have known back then. Like if I'd have known back then that there was an underlying issue of, I don't know, depression or bipolar or like a feeling from somebody. If I'd have known that right back then, I might have made different choices. So some of you could have like ended like a huge cycle with a person, because I've got two instances. Something new that could be coming up for you, okay, but there's also something old, something new, something blue. So I'm definitely picking up a Piscean or 3, okay. But I'm picking up like a, I don't know, a marriage or something, I don't know. But I'm picking up like someone's come out of the mushroom cloud and thought, fuck, if I'd have just left a long time ago, I could have really started my life differently if I'd have just done that back then. If I'd have made different choices. So there might be some kind of like living in regret, but also feeling good that you've made that choice now. Like, because it really feels like that someone is about to get this choice, or about to find something out, or they did have a choice. Like they did have that, but one of the choices that they made, they didn't know about something. There was something that they didn't know because it wasn't ever really spoke of, okay. So it could be anything in the family, I don't really know. All I keep picking up, like, I didn't know this back then, but if I had have known that, I may well have made different choices, okay? Or someone ends up saying to somebody, like, you know, I'm going to have to tell you this, but I've had feelings for you for a little while, blah, blah, blah. And if I'd have known that before I got back with my ex or before anything like that, I may have made a different choice. So it feels like I'm stuck, really. And it could be like Piscean energy of 3, because it'd be like a hangman, right? Or Hannah, the name Hannah. But I definitely keep picking up, like, if I'd have made a better choice, there might have been a possibility of something there, but I don't know whether there is or not, because it feels like this stuck energy of a knot. It feels like a Piscean energy. Like, if I'd have just known a long time ago, then I could have made a different choice. Because I'm picking up a 7, a Cancerian, or left path 7, because basically like a 7 of cups, right? And like, if I'd have known, I could have made a better choice, okay? So it could be something like, I don't know, like an illness, right? And if I'd have known that all of this stems right back from the beginning and that I'd have done something differently, then I could have really, like, it could have helped me a lot more. So it might be tablets, it might be something like that, like you've come up and you've discovered a new drug or something like that, for instance, right? And you've discovered that there's a certain thing about yourself, because to be honest with you, I'm a Scorpio rising, right? And I'm not going to say what, but I can kind of sense what Spirit is saying, that you might be coming up with this discovery that something about yourself needs tweaking and changing, right? And it might be medication, it might be something where you've discovered something, you're like, fuck, if I'd have just like known about this, like a drug or something a long time ago, if I'd have known about that, then it would have changed my life back then, and I wouldn't have had to have gone through all of this if I'd have just known back then. Because it's a bit like being used as a guinea pig, of being tested on something, right? Like a test, for instance, or a driving test, I don't know. And if I'd have learned back then, it would be different for me now, okay? Something like that is changing around you, Scorpio, is what I'm picking up, okay? And that if I'd have just known about this drug a long time ago, then I could have been taking that all this time and none of this would have really happened. Or like if I'd have, I think some of you may be living in regret slightly, of remorse, okay, of thinking to yourself, because I'm also hearing Dr. Morse, and it might be something, because that's a doctor's name that is here. So I'm thinking it might be something around the doctors, I don't know, hospitals or doctors, right? And what I'm picking up for some of you, it could be like where you're saying, if I'd have just not did this, then things would have worked out differently for me, right? So it might be where you're coming up against a lot of memories and you're replaying them all in your head and you're kind of going over it and thinking, fucking hell, I can't really live in regret anymore because it really is over, okay? But like, if I'd have just made a tweak back then and I hadn't have done something, my life would have been completely different. So it could be a lot of this feeling in remorse, or like if I hadn't have stopped doing something, okay, because it feels like this, like I'm nothing compares to you, Chris or Chris Cornell, I don't know, but like or Christine, right? But like if I'd have just not done something or not finished something, and I'd continued the course, and I'd have stayed on track and I'd have stayed on course, things would have turned out completely different for me. So it might be like detoxing, it could be like medication and tablets, okay? Because for some of you it might be, and it might be like if I'd have took a course in something, like, okay, so they're saying for some of you, it's like study or work. Like if I'd have discovered that I was really good at this thing a long time ago, I could have been doing it. But because I've only really just discovered that now, I'm having to start again and start over and now start from something fresh. Because it might be even like my vlog. I'm vlogging, okay? If you didn't know, it's plastered all over this channel now. It's in the comments, it's in the show more section and on the discussion page. I do a lot of vlogs, okay? And they're very funny, I'm hoping, okay? And they're also a lot about triggers, emotional triggers, what it's like to be with a twin flame, okay? The emotional stuff that you go through, the split-ups and the breakups that we've had and we've got back together, and the answers of why and when, talking from both perspectives of me and my girlfriend. And we're going to have loads of stuff like that coming up. And we're also travelling as well. We've booked it, going away for 2 days up north, going to Bakewell, Chatsworth House, the caves and the cabins and the Blue John mines. So we're going to show you all around and everything that we're doing, the food that we're eating, the places that we're stopping. So if you are interested by any chance, it'll be in the comment section, the show more section, or anything like that. But it feels like I'm on a road of discovery. Rhodes Island, okay, or Rhodes Louise, or Louisiana, okay, or the name Anne, or Annabelle, or Annie. But like, if I'd have just discovered this a hell of a long time ago, I could have done something back then, okay? So I don't know why they keep saying, and they keep repeating it. If I'd have just known back then, I could have done something about it. But I didn't. I left it. Okay, so it might be where you left somebody, like you left somebody, and through, I don't know, like say a retrograde, I don't know if it's retrograde, is it? But like a retrograde moment, you're like, fuck, you know, if I'd have literally just not left that person, I could have still been with them, right? Or if I hadn't have said this, like if I had not have fucking put my foot in my mouth, then I could have done something about it, but I can't. And it feels like this where nothing compares to you, like it doesn't compare. So go compare. Okay, so some of you might be traveling, okay, so this is, the messages are changing now. Some of you might be traveling and you're going on go compare, so comparing prices, okay, so the name Price or Laura, okay, Laura or Lara, but prices, the price is right, okay, so when the timing is right, it feels like divine timing or something, or like the timing is right. When the timing's right, I will say something. It feels like someone has this thing on their chest, and then, but like there's something on someone's chest, and they really want to get it off, okay, or they really want to get off on someone. I don't know, but like I really want to get off, okay. Is it something to do around sex? I don't know. Like, I really want sex, or like, I really want to tell someone something, or something like that. Like, I really got something on my chest that I really feel like I'm, like, preparing myself to do or say, okay, for a lot of you. And I'm preparing it. So it might be food, I don't know, it could be anything food related, but I'm preparing myself to say something, okay. So it might be another person to you, I've got no idea, okay, Elijah. But, like, some of you could be going on gocompare.com. So you might be travelling, okay, trying to compare prices for a lot of you. Okay, I keep hearing price range, shooting range, something to do with around a shooting range. Okay, so I don't know what that is, a shooting range. Something like that. I've got some clips coming up of my friend. He's got a paintball gun. So that might be on the next vlog. But something like a shooting range, or something like a driving range, a driving course. Like if I'd have just learnt to drive a long time ago. Or if I'd have known this about my car a long time ago, I could have done something about it. I don't know what that message is. It's doing my head in. If I'd have just known about this a long time ago, I could have made a different choice. So it might be where someone's got options here. Like they have an option of people or someone. And they find out that somebody has like feelings for the person. They said, fucking hell, if I'd have known about this a long time ago, I might have made a different choice back then. You know, something like that. I don't know what that's for you, but I'm going to have to go with it because that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. Okay, I know it's a little bit sporadic, the non-believers are going to be like, ugh. But like, that's all I can really give you at this time. That's all I can really give you at this time. So is it like money or something? Like, I can't give you much, but I can just give you some. Like it's like a hint. Like someone's flirting with someone maybe, or like a hint. And I can't give you all of it, okay, but I can show you some of it, like a tip. And I can't show you all of it, but I can show you just some of it. Or I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you... So is this a discussion that you're having with someone, okay, or they are with you, and they're like, look, I can't tell you the whole story, but I can tell you some of it, okay? So someone might start opening up here and saying, like, I want to tell you something, right, but I can't tell you all of the story, and I can't tell you all of my feelings, but I can give you a clue, okay, but I can hint, like give you a hint. Okay, and it's like trying to find this clue out. Okay, and I don't know what it is because it may not have come up yet. But it feels like this. I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you something. So is it like a riddle, or someone's fiddling with something? I don't know. But like, I can't tell you, but I want to. But I might say something, but not all of it. It's got to be some kind of clue. Clue. The Joker. Joe. Jack. Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine. Anybody beginning with J? Okay. Okay, they're saying that somebody might be in a same-sex relationship and they have feelings for a person and they want to tell someone something. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Gail. Anyway. Layla. I keep hearing Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla. Or Laura, or Lucy. Louise, I don't know, from Louisiana, I don't know. Pollyanna. Don't know. If I'd have known a long time ago, I could have made a different choice. Or things would have worked out. Anyway, let's come off the messages. Scorpio, from the 14th into the 21st. So, unfortunately, I did Virgo twice, and I should have done your reading twice, and I got into a right tears yesterday. So I've done Virgo twice. If any of you are cross-watching and wondering why Virgo came out twice, because I made a mistake and done it twice. But you could be dealing with a 3. You could be dealing with a Pisces. There might be something to look forward to, is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm really looking forward to this. It's a breakaway. Okay, but like I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so something like that. But you could be in a third party. It could be because this is more like a Pisces here. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to this. Like, so something like that. But like 3 is the magic number, for instance, right? It really is, and this is why I have 3 channels, because there's 3 different things. So it might be Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things. It might be coming out on Netflix. 4, is it? I don't know. But Stranger Things 4. But like, so you could be doing a Scorpio and Aries. But Scorpio, but like I'm hearing there is something strange. It might be a hearing. You might be going to court and you're looking forward to like some results. Okay, but like man, there is something that I'm really looking forward to. Okay, that I enjoy doing. 3 is the magic number. This is why I do vlogging now. Okay, so something like that, something that I'm really enjoying doing, or I'm really enjoying watching something. Okay, something to look forward to. You might be travelling, or it might be a birthday or a party. Whose birthday is it? I'm not sure. Sure, Gary. I'm hearing Gary or Tina. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Some of you are really struggling. I'm going to have to take that again, but it was in reverse. Some of you are really struggling with an ex. Like I said, depends if you're in a relationship here. There's this burning desire, also fear, that you really could be in a third part of the other person is. I have to read it both ways because I don't know if it was in reverse or not. It's a Piscean. There is something about fearing being turned out, down or off, like you're turning me off or you're turning me down, or would you say yes if I was to say something? But I feel compromised by being able to express my feelings towards you. Like, I'm finding it very difficult to open up. Unless you're with your partner and there's something really to look forward to. But for some of the message, it has to relate to this card being in reverse, where I keep hearing like I have a connection with you, but I can't speak of it. Like, I can't speak of this connection that I have because I can't tell you. Okay. So for some of you, though, you're still going through it with the ex. This is the father of the children that you may have had together. You're still going through the same situation. Definitely with your son, okay, if you've got family, you're definitely finding it very difficult to get through with your son, okay. And it might be like you guys that have had children with exes and blah, blah, blah. You're still like karmically connected to somebody. But 3 is also a choice as well. Let's see, Scorpio from the 14th until the 21st. This will tell me more. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Elijah, or Lee, or Leanne, or Liz Taylor, or someone called Taylor. Okay, but yeah, some of you, like I said, it's this message. It seems to be coming through of where this might be upright because someone's already in a relationship, possibly, right? But this is a message that someone has for a person because they don't know whether to tell this king or not. Because it's like this fearing of abandonment, or like if I let this out and I say something about the feelings that I really have towards you, of how I'm really, because the king in reverse is a hidden feeling, it's a hidden emotion, okay, and it's definitely within oneself, and it might be self-worth, self-conscious, okay, nocturne conscious, I really don't know what that's for, so incoherent, okay, but like, or is it white men can't jump? Like, you can see it, but you can't hear it, right? So you can't hear Jim, Jaylee and Juice and Justin, Jackie, John. But like, okay, slow down, Steve, slow your roll. So it really seems to be, to me, like this Knight of Cups has this question that they may want to ask this King of Cups. Majority of you, these messages are coming through from an ex-husband, ex-wife situation with children, okay? But for some of you, there's this energy of this 3, of someone already being in a relationship, but they have this feeling for another person as well, but it's where someone really wants to let another person know of how they feel for them, but they just don't know that because they don't know if they're going to be rejected because of someone already possibly being in a relationship. And this is why I think I was picking up the channeled stuff, which is like a cryptic clue. Like, I can't tell you all of it, and I can't express how I feel about you really. Like, I can't do that. And it might be because I'm in a relationship here, and I can't really express that, what I would do to you. Like, because there's like an energy of like being seduced, okay? Seduced, or used, okay? Or abused. I don't know. We're coming up with some messages now. Used or abused, or like, I don't want to be used, but I have a connection with you. Or abuse, like mental or physical abuse if you've gone through it, okay? And then you're medically, something to do with medical, or medal of honor, a game, Michael Douglas, wow, Jesus. So, the magician in reverse. So you've definitely got someone, or more than likely an ex, that's emotionally manipulating you here, 100% spiritually as well. Spiritually, maybe spiritually confused. This came up in the last reading that I did, which was, I think it was Libra and Virgo, I think. You'd have to see. It was here. And there was this kind of like, I don't know what decision to make, because I have a spiritual connection with someone, but I'm possibly also connected with my ex, but I'm also connected with another person as well. Well, you can do that spiritually, okay, because it's about networking, okay. Networking your spiritual side for help that you probably won't see that as. But like I'm spiritually confused at the moment. Like, I don't know which direction to take my life in, okay? I don't know what I'm happy doing best. But for some of you, like I said, someone has a spiritual connection with a person, but they don't know how to express their spiritual side to the person. Like, they may think, this could be a thinking. Like, I've got a message and I've got something that I really want to say, and I really want to talk to you about something of a spiritual connection that I have with someone, but I don't know how to come across. I don't know how this would come across if I was to explain this to people. Well, you can't. You can't express spiritual connections to other people because they may not understand it, okay? So it's kind of like, I really don't know if you would understand if I told you anyway. So I have a choice. I either express my emotions to you and let you know, or I decide not to. Now, this could be you or another person, but like, you know, I either talk to you about it or I don't. Now, for some of you, you've got like a very controlled environment of X, 100%, and also family members, because this is involving children. It's also involving friends, where there seems to be like a David Swimmer, or Dave, I don't know, but like friends, where there's a friend group that doesn't seem to be really coping very well. Like a friend of a friend, like I have a friend in need and a friend with weed, but a friend in need is better. So D, Dan, Danielle, Danny, anybody beginning with D, D's nuts, right? Have a look at D's nuts. Go on, have a look at D's nuts. But like, I don't know, or Hazel, or Dean, the name Dean, Hazel Dean. Take a look at Hazel's Dean's, Dean, the Dean, Nadine, Nadia, Shaw, Nadia Shaw, she alright? But like Nadia Shaw. Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you positive? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Someone keeps trying to like, they always want reassurance. Someone says yes, and they say, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, that's what I said, right? Yes. They say, are you sure? I mean, is someone questioning someone for lying and say that they've lied that much in court, or they've lied that much? They've told, it came out for another reading, here we go. Someone had told that many lies that they don't know who they are, or they've been lied to that many times that they're finding it very difficult to find a person that is loyal to them. Laura? But like, I'm very, like I want someone that's really loyal to me, but I can't find someone loyal, because every time I find someone, I find myself in a situation of being spiritually connected to people that are spiritually connected to others. That's called ascension. Okay. So I'm also hearing, I'm sick to death of people lying to me. Okay. Or I've been lied to that much in the past that I can never seem to move forward, because you're spiritually stuck. It's kind of like people that are on a journey that are getting really frustrated by wanting something and needing something, but being in denial about that they want it. Okay, so it's confused. Like, I want it, but I don't want it, but I kind of do, but I'm really unsure whether I do or not. And it might be, like I said, that someone is connected with another person as well, spiritually, and every time you meet someone, because your channel messages were about this compromised energy of like feeling stuck, right? And there is an energy of water sign of Piscean here, right? Like, I'm compromised now because I have this feeling, or someone does for me, and if I'd have just known that, or you'd have said something like a long while ago, or if I'd have met you before you met this person, then there may have been a chance. But because you met someone and because you're with someone, there's an energy here of now this person that could be a water sign that doesn't know whether to say anything about this spiritual connection that they may have with another person. Okay, so someone might, and you've got that. But for some of you, you're seeing this person as a spiritual, emotional manipulator of someone that's manipulated your emotions, of someone that is ended with the father of the children, or so on and so forth, that you're kind of coming to that conclusion that if you'd have made different choices back in the past, you may have succeeded in life. So it could be around your job, okay, or Rob or Robin. But like, if I'd have made different choices back then I wouldn't have been involved in all of this. And now I'm having to start my life over again, but I have nothing. Like, I have nothing about me. Because it can be like married couples, for instance, right? They've been in relationships for so long that the husband or the wife, or both, you don't always get that, but someone has always been the main provider. Like, you've always been the main person that provides money and everything. Like, you've always provided for me. And I've never really needed to get a job because you have always been that main provider, right? And now when we are split up and we are divorced, but we have children, you are no longer the main supplier because you now cut me off. So it could be drugs, anything like that. I have no supply. Never get high off your own supply, right? But like, now I have no supply of anything. or a narcissistic supply of whatever it is that's controlling me, now I have to take control back of my own life. And I can't blame the other person for it, because if I do, spiritually I get fucking nowhere doing that. So this would relate to court, trying to get children back. But for a lot of you, this is around a new beginning and a brand new start because of something physically not worked out with your ex. And it hasn't done, and it's persisted to not do it. So now it's like, well, where the fuck do I go? Where the fuck do I belong? Spiritually, mentally and physically, and also within a job. That if I don't have one, and the other person was the main provider of mortgage, house, home, bills, and like everything else, because of that, now I'm either a single mother or a single father. Or the father has the children, or the mother doesn't, or the mother does and the father doesn't. But because of that, one of these people is now thinking, well, you're not going to be a great provider for my child because you don't have a job. So that the narcissistic husband of what you would see, or wife, would play a game now within, like, well, you've got nowhere for the kids to come anyway. You've got no job. You're not stable. You know, you've got to be stable. If you're going to court, you've got to prove the fact that you're stable. They do that all the time. I used to be a counsellor. And when it was about children and trying to get them back, if you had a drug addiction, if you had, like, no job, no money, no house, in Britain, they'll give you one. They'll give you a house with an extra room for the children to come and visit and stay when you have sorted yourself out. Okay, if you've got any problems, physical, mental, anything like that, you can never really get access to children unless you have a stable place for them to come and visit and stay. And it might be where someone is now like, well, if I haven't got any money and I haven't got a job and I haven't got anywhere to stay, then where the fuck do I go? Because someone really could be contemplating on kicking someone out here, and they're physically in this already. And they're like, well, if I can't stay here anymore and there's no love here, like, you don't love me anymore, then why the fuck are you here? Like, if you don't love me and you don't want to be around me, then why are you actually, like, still here in a relationship? Because it could have been something that was new, okay? And that it progressed where it turned into that many spiritual arguments over not opening up and that I don't love you anymore, okay? But it came out through another reading. I think it was Cancerian. And somebody saying to a person, I don't love you anymore. I'm not physically not in love with you anymore. Like, the love is gone. Love don't live here anymore, okay? So it doesn't. So a person is now contemplating on kicking someone out to the curb and saying, well, you're going to have to leave then, right? Because someone feels intimidated by the person that's there, okay? You're intimidating me. You're making me now feel fucking anxious that I can't live in my own house, that I can't say, speak or move to do what I want to do because I'm still stuck in this situation, because you may not have moved out yet, okay? And because you haven't, or this person hasn't, they're compromising you emotionally and physically, being able to move on with your life because you're still connected to them via children, or they're still living there, okay, here. So you're unable to progress on with the rest of your life because you're still in a situation here that's in denial, in an energy of feeling like I can't move, you know, because I have nowhere to go, like I have no other place to go. So for some of you, or a friend here, is going through that. Because if it isn't yourselves, it's a friend that's going through it here, or a child that's going through it, okay? And like, I don't know what to do about this situation because I physically have nowhere else to go. So someone might be fearing kicking the other person out. Now, for a lot of you, this is coming through as, like I said, your ex-husband, your ex-wife, okay? And you may have split up, but you're still now having to think, what do I do now with the rest of my life when it has all been about my children? You see, mothers can also do this at a higher age. Their age bracket gets up and they spend that long being a mother that they don't know anything else. You see, you really could be dealing with Scorpio, right? But Scorpios have that. They can, like, you know, they spend that much time, like, concentrating on being a mum, that later on in life, when they don't have to be a mother anymore, they lose grips of reality when they're like, well, I give up my whole life in order to provide and do everything for you as a mother. But then later on, when you want to do things for yourself, I physically have trouble in letting go because I'm still emotionally attached to not wanting you to go. But I realise that we don't get on spiritually, mentally or physically. We're not on the same page. But because we are, everybody here is confused in any kind of dynamic that you're presently in, because the person itself could be emotionally blocked and doesn't want you to go, but doesn't know whether you want to stay or talk, right? Because it feels like that someone does, but someone really doesn't, okay? Because it confuses their path. Like, I have things in my mind of directions in life that I really want to go, but I can't talk to you about that because you don't agree with what I do. It could even be a spiritual job. Trust me, people are around you that do not agree with tarot card readings and vlogging and stuff like that you do. They don't like that. They don't like it, right? So you can't involve them in that because they don't agree with what you do, because they could have caused a lot of problems for you in the past, and because there are certain things that you don't want to tell them, but they want an involvement. But when you do, they come up as a controlling person, right? Because you could have a north and south energy here. So I feel spiritually stuck that I can't tell a person that I'm doing this, okay? And it might be where, like, you're drawing cards or getting reading on other people, and you fear letting that other person know that you are spiritually connected to them, and that there are answers that you want answering, but you physically can't ask them because you feel nervous, okay? Could be emotionally kind of like stuck, right? And for the majority of you, like I said, this is still ongoing with the ex, and some of you need this magician in order to go upright and go in your favour. So it's coming up as a possible energy of going to court and having to fight for the children, but needing a decent residency, needing a decent place to live, needing to, like, child support, maintenance, a house, a home. And I need all of those things first before I can transform into something else. Before I can leave and physically leave all this behind, there are certain things about me or the other person that needs clearing up. Now, if that's closure and you already know that that's over, you've already had your answer. It's already been there. The rest of it, of the residual kind of energy that's left over, is starting one's life without the ex-husband and the support of the person that's been supporting the person for so long. Of now, like, well, when I don't have that person that's provided me for that long, what do I do without that? Okay, so there's this really compromised, stuck energy here, Scorpio. And for some of you, it is spiritual. It's a spiritual job. It's where things can get really frustrating that they're not quite working out this time. Well, trust me, it is also Christmas. It's also Christmas. Because I've known a deplete in the money that I'm earning as well. You know, I'll be honest with you, like, my revenue has gone down a little bit, patrons go down a little bit, because it is also Christmas, right? And there is something that kind of, like, you know, you're feeling like it's not kind of giving you that, like, right here. Because there's this energy of, like, feeling like I want to do something different as well. I mean, it is, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, it is me. I'm a medium and all of that kind of stuff, obviously, right? So I do this channel, but I also do my music, which I love. But I'm also really loving vlogging. I'm loving the video editing and the making a, you know, comedy and fucking all of that, and talking about stuff and travelling and going out. That's really good for my life at the moment, to get me out of this dark period that I'm going through. So me now, I'm kind of spiritually stuck, where I'll never give up doing this channel because this is my main one. But I also really want to start off the vlogging and doing that as well. So this came up for another reading around being, like, spiritually stuck with so many things that you want to do, you don't know which one to do first, okay? Because it can be starting something new, okay? Changing, trying to change up. This is where all other tarot card readers that will be a Scorpio environment, they will start checking everything that they have. Because if you think that a lot of other tarot card readers don't watch also other tarot card readers, they start getting knowledge off what other tarot card readers are doing, and you'll probably start to see other people doing that as well, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, if I'm honest, I don't really watch other tarot card readers. I am so busy that there is nothing spiritually that I really want to know at the moment. Okay, but I mean, I'm a reader, so I just read, you know. But here, there is something about, like, wanting to do something else but it not picking up. Okay, so anyway, we're going to get on with the rest of your reading. Sorry about the delay of stuff within one's head, because I really am keep picking up that someone's very confused emotionally at the moment. Okay, but that's what we've got for you. So we're going to do 4 cards here, clarify both sides. Then we're going to look into thoughts and feelings from your partner, how they think about you, how they feel about you, how they see the situation, what their plans are, so on and so forth, and give you a full reading. If you want to join the new channel, which is vlogging, it's very funny, it's free, there's nothing involved in paying, and just watching to your heart's content. The link is in the comments section, it is in the show more section, and it's on the discussion page. Okay, but you can find links to everything, personal readings, so on and so forth. We're going to be travelling very soon, so we're going to do a vlog on that, and then also a Christmas vlog as well. Okay, but anyway, that's if you want to join. But if you want Patron, full access bundle only, the reading will be in the link provided below for Patron. Full access bundle, there's your reading. Okay, alright Scorpio, I really appreciate it guys, and I'll see you soon.